Hi, my name is Shahida and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, this channel is about living a balanced life and my attempts to live a balanced life. One of the things that I love to do is I love to cook and create recipes. I currently own a business called Roots and Brew, and it's a culinary wellness business that focuses on healing through food, wellness, and community. And one of the things that I'm really passionate about is women's health and women's hormonal health. And so when I was thinking about what to do for this next video, I was thinking about the things that we do the most. We love to go out and socialize. A lot of us like to drink, and one of the things that's on brand for January is dry January. A lot of people are doing dry January, and I know that some people are even thinking about permanently or temporarily removing alcohol from their diet. And I think sometimes when you go out or when you go out with friends and you're socializing, you want to try a mocktail, or you try the mocktails and they're super sweet, or they're full of things that just replace the alcohol, which aren't much better than the alcohol themselves. So when I was thinking about creating these recipes, I was thinking about things that you could use in your drinks to also not only replace the alcohol, but also still taste great and also help our bodies. So some of these drinks today will be focused on things that also nourish us, lower inflammation, help to lower blood sugar, and lots of other things that can help with nourishing our bodies and help get us to a place of wellness. So I have 3 drinks to share today, and I hope that you enjoy and also try some of these drinks in your own spare time. So let's get started. So our first drink today is going to be called Sage and Stone. It's very aromatic, very grounding, herb forward, and very supportive for our nervous system and our overall health. So a couple of things I have here today. I have my induction cooker so I don't have to go to the stove, and my pot with a lid because you're going to need that. And then I have about 3 cups of water here. I have my stone, which is my stone fruit. I have 1 or 2 pears. I have about 1.5 here, just large chunks. Doesn't have to be perfect. One of the things I love about the pear is full of fiber and it's very low glycemic, which is good for women with things like PCOS or insulin sensitivity. So the skin is on. You see the skin? I left the skin on. The skin is what gives us that fiber. It supports menstrual regulation and has tons of nutrients. I have some basil here. Holy basil is great too. If you can't find holy basil, basil works just fine. I also have some sage here, about half of the amount of sage, because sage can be kind of potent. But sage is traditionally been used for stress, to help regulate stress, and it's also very good for night sweats and hot flashes. So anyone going through perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause, sage is really good for you. Basil is known to help support the body's stress response, so helping to lower those cortisol levels, chronic stress levels, keeping those lower. The basil is really good for that, and it's just really good to gently support your nervous system. So these are our herbs. I have 1 lemon. I'm just going to use the peel from this lemon, and I'm going to put that in our water to simmer with our herbs. I have a potato masher. Just if you don't have a potato masher to mash your pears when they get soft, you can use the back of a fork or something that resembles something flat that you can use to press down and get the juice out of those pears into your water. So these are most of our ingredients today. I'm going to go ahead and make the drink. Notice that I don't have any sugar yet. We don't want to simmer sugar. Sugar spikes our glucose levels, which also throws our hormones out of whack, and we don't want that. The sugar is going to be added at the end of the drink, so I will show you that a little bit later. And I have a special sweetener that I use that's low glycemic that I'll share with you, but you can use any sweetener that you want, and I'll get to that in a second. Pairing the herbs with the pear is going to give a natural sweetness anyway, with some of that lemon just to brighten up everything. So I'll go ahead and get started. So I'm going to turn on my induction cooker. And we don't want to boil, we just want a light simmer. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour in my water. So I have about 3 cups of water, like I said here. I'm gonna pour that in. And then I'm gonna pour in my pears. And just let that simmer. Okay, so I think my pears are soft enough to mash right now. So I'm gonna turn down the induction cooker. All right. Turn that off. And now I have my lemon peels. I just went around the lemon one time and put them in 2. So I'm gonna put these in. And now I'm gonna mash. Just to get all of the sweetness out and make sure that our water is completely saturated with the sweetness from the pear. And I can smell the sweetness from the pears. This pear must be really sweet. I've gotten some really good pears lately, so I feel like I've lucked up. Okay, so now I have my basil and my sage. I'm gonna go ahead and dump those in. Oops. And then I'm just gonna let this sit here and steep for about 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 5 to 6 minutes and I've let it steep. You can smell it all in the kitchen. It smells so good if you like the smell of basil and sage. So now I'm gonna get some ice. I'm gonna put it in here and I'm going to add all of the herbs, the pear, everything to here, just a little bit at a time, because ultimately you want enough to make a few drinks if you like it. So some of this will stay. I'll just pour a little bit in here with some ice and we'll get our drinks together. Okay, I have my ice and now I'm just gonna pour a little bit of my liquid in here. And like I said, if the pear gets in there, that's fine. We want more than flavor anyway. All right. So now is when I'm gonna add my sweetener, now that it's cooled down a bit. And this is the sweetener that I'm using. It's a low glycemic sweetener called Dosati. And it is so good. It can replace any sugar or honey. It's a great honey alternative. And it tastes really good. It's super concentrated, so you don't need a lot of it. My mom actually tried it. I had her try it, and now she has me send this to her whenever she wants some. She's diabetic and she said it doesn't spike her blood sugars like honey does. So great alternative for you if you're looking to keep those blood sugar levels low. So I'm just gonna put about a teaspoon in here, and it comes out fast, so just be careful. Yeah. You don't need a lot. Like I said, it's very concentrated. Okay, so spin that around there so I can get all of the extra off the spoon. Now it's time to shake this drink up. All right, our drink is ready. I have my glasses here. And my garnishes, I just sliced some pear really thin, and I have some sage for garnish. Looks so good. And leave room for a topping. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my pear in just for aesthetics. Looks so cute. Okay. All right, so now I wanted to try 2 different toppings. So I have a good quality sparkling water, and I have a botanical that I want to try, and it has juniper berries in it, so similar to a gin alternative. 0 sugar, 0 carbs. It's about 5 calories. So I'm gonna bring both of those in so I can pour them in, and I'm gonna taste both of them on camera. Garnishing. That looks so cute. And then this is the botanical spirit. So it has juniper berries, coriander seeds, bitter orange, and it's of course non-alcoholic. So I'll put that on the screen so you can see that. It's called Ish Copenhagen. Let's see how this one tastes. Most of these gin alternatives do not taste good on their own, but they taste so good in a mixed drink or a mocktail. Okay, let's try it and see how it tastes. That one is so good. I taste the basil. It's coming through. It's bubbly. It is amazing, and you can taste the sweetness from the pear, so it's really good. I like that one. Okay, so now let's try the one with the botanicals. Totally different taste. It almost has like a spicy note on it, and I think it's maybe the coriander, maybe a little giving me that spice, but this one is very, very light, and you can taste the juniper berry is very strong, but it's really good. Two different, completely different tastes, but both very good. If you decide to try this drink, be careful with the sage. You don't need as much sage as you do basil, so 2 parts basil, 1 part sage. The lemon peel is fine, 1 to 2 peels, and you can either decide to simmer that with the herbs after you've cooked down the pears, or you can simmer it with the pears. It's your choice. Make this your own. Also, with the sweetener, you can use honey if you like, agave, date syrup. I'm not sure how date syrup will work because it's so thick and it needs some kind of heat to activate to get it to loosen, but the honey may be a good alternative. I wouldn't say maple syrup because it has its own individual taste and it may clash with the basil, but both of these are really good drinks, and I hope that you decide to try one of them or a similar drink to this. Okay, now for the next drink. Our next drink is called Afterglow. So we're stepping into more warmth and something a little bit more spirit forward. This one's a little bit deeper than the last drink and can kind of be a play on like a Manhattan or an old fashioned or a Sazerac if you're into those types of drinks. That's one of my favorite drinks. One of my favorite drinks is a Manhattan or an old fashioned, and I love it because it's smoky, it's slightly sweet, and it just has a lot of different flavors that come together and create warmth, which is perfect for this time of year because it is cold on the East Coast. So I'm gonna get started with this drink. I have my water here, and then I have all of my herbs and spices. I'll get into those in a second. I have an orange for the orange peel, a peeler, and just a paring knife. So that's what you'll need for this recipe. Instead of just water for this one, I'm gonna be using a tea base. So we're gonna use dandelion root tea. So dandelion root tea is known to help support liver function. It also helps metabolize your hormones and helps clear out extra estrogen in the body. It's very strong. I have the roasted dandelion root, which gives that smoky, kind of bitter taste that a Manhattan has, and it helps to give that same effect. So here I have some Ceylon cinnamon, which is really good for blood sugar regulation, and it also gives a slight sweetness to the drink without adding extra sugar. And then I have 3 cardamom pods here. Cardamom gives a citrusy warmth, and it also is very good for just regulating the nervous system and digestion. Cloves add structure and give like that slightly smokiness, and it's also rich in antioxidants. I I also have star anise. Star anise just helps to round the drink out. It also gives that licorice taste. If you like licorice, I have one and a piece of a pod here, so one whole pod and this little piece. And then I have nutmeg, which is my favorite spice. It's traditionally used for mood support, so we only need a little bit, and we're just gonna grate the drink with this. This is gonna be like a garnish for the drink. And then I have, last but not least, I have a vanilla bean. You can use the vanilla if you want. So I have one vanilla bean here. So it just softens the drink, adds a bit of sweetness and warmth. And so I'm gonna scrape that and put those in the water, and also put the whole bean in the water. So I have, these are my spices. I have my orange here, which I'll also just peel and add as garnish to the drink. All right, so let's get started. So I have 3 cups of water here. I'm gonna go ahead and pour those in. And this drink is a little different from the last drink because you can actually see all of these together. So we're just gonna dump everything in together. It's been about 5 minutes. It's boiling. I'm gonna turn it off, and I'm gonna add in my organic roasted dandelion root tea and just let that simmer for a few minutes. And if you don't like the taste, just do 1. Or if you don't like a strong taste of dandelion, just do 1. But I'm gonna do 2 because I don't mind it. And it just, to me, it just gives it more flavor. My induction cooker doesn't stay hot. It gets cold almost immediately, so I'm just gonna leave it here, let it simmer covered for about 5 minutes. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes, so I'm gonna take the lid off. And it looks so good. And I'm not sure if you can see, but it's changed colors because of the dandelion root. It's roasted, so it makes it a little bit darker, and it looks exactly like what an old fashioned or a Manhattan would look like. So I'm gonna take the tea bags out and just discard them. It's kind of hot. Just take those out, set those to the side. And now we're ready to make our drink. Okay, so it's been a few minutes and it's cooled down significantly. So I'm gonna pour some of the mixture into my mixer. And you don't have to worry about straining right now. We have a strainer on the side to do that before you actually put it into your glass. So I'm just gonna pour a little bit of this into my mixer. It smells so good, I wish you could smell it on the screen. Okay. And now I'm gonna put in my sweetener. Remember, we don't wanna add the sweetener when it's cooking. That's just gonna spike the sugar. So we want to add it afterwards. I'll just put a little bit more. Remember, this is heavily concentrated. And this one, I would actually try this one with maple syrup. It may actually bring it out just a little bit, because like I said, the maple syrup does have its own signature taste. But it may actually work with this drink. I've never tried it, but it may be something to try. I know honey works well with this, agave, and any other like liquid sweetener that you have. If you have like allulose or Splenda or something like that, that would work well too. Okay, I think we're ready to pour. I'm just gonna strain that in. Look how pretty that color is. Like, it just, the amber color just gives you winter vibes. orange peel. I'm gonna add. And to top it off, we're just gonna add a little bit of grated nutmeg on top. Oh, that looks so good. All right, so this is the Afterglow, and I hope that you'll try this one. Let's try it and see how it tastes. It tastes so good. You can taste the nutmeg, of course, the orange peel is coming through, the clove, the cinnamon, everything. The vanilla is giving a slight sweetness. You can taste it on the back end, but it's so good. Literally my favorite drink. And you can drink this hot or cold. I mean, it's tea, you have the dandelion tea, so it tastes really good and probably even more smoky if you have it hot. But definitely something to sip and something to impress your friends too. Okay, so our last drink is called Soft Power. And so I want you to think floral, very nurturing. I named it Soft Power because supporting your body doesn't have to look or feel aggressive. It can be gentle and still effective. I have about 4 cups of water here, and this one's also gonna be tea-based. And white tea has a lot of antioxidants in it. I have organic white tea. And then I also have about 1/4 of a teaspoon of lavender. So lavender is known for its calming effects. It just helps support the body in feeling safe, which also helps to bring those cortisol levels down and keep them regulated and lower stress. And then I have a blue lotus flower here. It's dried blue lotus flower. We use this very sparingly. It's gonna be about 1/2 to 1 teaspoon. It's very potent and gives off a very floral taste. So we want to make sure that we're being careful with this one. This one has been traditionally used to encourage relaxation and emotional ease, which makes it great for the nervous system. Be very careful with this. And then I also have a lemon peel. So I didn't want it to be, the flavors were giving me lemonade, but I didn't want it to be lemonade because this is a drink that you want to drink when you're winding down and you're ready to maybe even go to sleep or rest. So I didn't want it to be lemonade-y, if that makes sense. Using lemon peel to kind of cut through some of that floral taste. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and boil the water. And then we're going to seep these after the water comes to a boil. We're going to turn it off and just let these seep for about 5 minutes. Because of the strong floral taste, we don't want to seep these for too long. So as soon as they're done seeping, we want to strain everything. Okay, so it's been about four minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and strain this into another container. Okay, so this is our tea. It smells slightly floral, which is what we want. So let this sit and cool for a few seconds, and then we'll come back and pour it and make our drink together. Okay, so I have my glasses here with some ice, and I have my mixer with some ice. So I'm just gonna pour a little of the tea into my mixer. Again, I'm not gonna shake this, I'm just gonna stir it. And you can garnish these with mint, or you can garnish these with lemon or both. I'm gonna do lemon today. I have my fancy little lemon here. I added. All right, that's it. Let's try it. Perfect. It almost tastes like a sweet tea with a floral aspect to it. That is really good. I don't want to drink too much of it because I don't want to go to sleep, but that is really good. And like I said, you can make this your own. If you want to add a little bit more of the lavender, if you like lavender and it doesn't give you that soapy mouth feel, you can add more of that. Or you can add more of the, just a little bit more of the blue lotus flower, but again, be careful with it. It is very potent. There's a butterfly pea flower that you could add in. That butterfly pea flower, if you have that, you can add a piece of that and it'll give you that blue, almost purple tone, so you can impress your friends. You can add a piece of that to your water to seep as well, and it'll make this really good. But I think for the taste, this is really good, and I would drink this hot or cold. So I think this is a really good drink, and I hope that I inspired you to try it. So that concludes the video. I really hope that you enjoyed this video today, and I hope that you try some of these drinks, put your own spin on it. Let me know how you like them. Just let me know which drink you tried, if you liked it, how you put your own spin on it, how you elevated it. Let me know in the comments. I'll also add the recipes below, and I'll add them on my blog so you can go and see all the different benefits, how they affect your nervous system and your hormones, and you can read about them over there on my blog, rootsandrue.com. And so I thank you so much for joining today. This was my first video like this, and I was a little nervous, so I apologize, but I'm getting into doing more videos like this, and I love this content because as I'm learning, I want to teach other people and other women how to heal their hormones through food and wellness. So I hope that you'll spread the word about this video, tell your friends. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. I really appreciate you joining today and watching this video, and I hope that you enjoy it and decide to subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you so much. Bye.